Well, hello there everybody and welcome back to another tutorial on my channel. My name is Amsert and today I'm gonna be showing you how to build this amazing, small and yet very efficient bartering farm. And the first thing you want to do is try and figure out which items you want to sort. I will put a little schematic on the side here to show which items are gonna be dropped by the piglins, so you can determine for yourself which one you want to keep, which one you want to discard. But we're on the crafting server right now. This is the server where I play my vanilla on, and I just want to quickly show you how I chose to do it. So I'm just gonna walk slowly past these items here so you can see which items I chose to sort. This is the chest where all the books and all the potions are. And we've got the overflow chest here with all the junk. And then eventually this will fill up and then everything else will get destroyed by the soul sand there. So we are on the tutorial world right now. This is the world that will download as well. And I will also put a link in the description to a Lightmatica file. But if we take a quick look at the map here, you see we are in the nether waste biome. But we're pretty close to a crimson forest, and that's quite important for later on when we want to get the piglin in there, just to make your life a little bit easier, to build it as close as possible to that biome without actually being in that biome, because we don't want any spawns in the farm itself. But yeah, when you've determined how many items you want to sort, you can just start building this row of these chests. It's important to note that this version on this side has the ally sorting as well, and the version behind it doesn't have that. And another important thing is this is about the maximum length you can go with your ice road, because when items fall down there and get pushed out by the slime block, they have a certain amount of momentum, and if you go any longer than this, they lose momentum, and then you will never get to the fire to destroy your excess items, and you will cause a lot of lag. So every slice is essentially just a double speed hopper item sorter, and that's just a normal sorter, but with a little tweak here that makes it so the items go through it twice as fast, and then just copy it over all along the way until here you get to the ally sorting part. The ally sorting is just a little clock here that pulses periodically to make these node blocks go, and that will cause the allies to drop their item down. And then if it all fills all the way up to this hopper, it will just send out a signal here that will shut off the clock there. And when it comes to the item filter, I've got a slice over here that makes it a little bit easier to see, and I'm gonna show you how to set up these filters. So the first thing you want to do is get two different items, and that has to be items you know are never gonna go through the system. And then you have to pick up an item that actually gets sorted, so I'm just going to quickly pick up that. And then you start at the bottom one, do a whole row of these, and then a whole stack of these. Do the same thing on the next one, and a stack of these. Oh. And then you go to the top one, and you do a whole row of these. And when we put a stack in of this, you will see that it starts draining. And it starts draining 2 at a time. That's the double speed, and we'll end up on 40. And then you can do the same thing on the other one, and it will also stop at 40. And because we use double chests, that means that we've got 2 sorters for every item, and that should be enough to keep up with all the items that come through the system. If not, you can choose to do more of them, but yeah, in my experience this is really fast enough. And then when you've done that for all these items over here, that's the first part of the storage done. Oh, there are some items in here, I don't know how. And next up I'm gonna be showing you how to get the allies in here. So to get the allies in there, you are going to need to build a bridge up to it. So we're gonna go off this block, and you need to do a new bridge for every ally, so that's a little bit of a hassle, but trust me, it's worth it. I'm gonna go all the way up here and break this row of blocks here. Yeah, that works. And we need one more, and we need to power it. Then we'll get some normal rails so it doesn't shoot off at the moment. Then we need a minecart. Sitting on top there. Yes. Get ourselves an alley. And then there is something important about this, and that is that they don't sort by NPT tag, which means if you put an alley in there with potion, he will pick up every potion. So that means normal potions, splash potions, even water bottles. And the same thing also goes for the book. So if you give it a soul speed 3 book, the alley will also pick up the soul speed 1 and 2 books, and there isn't really anything we can do about that. So I'm gonna just pick a soul speed book right now. Then we got the ally in here. Give him the soul speed book. Then throw the book on the cart. You see he will get in there. And then he's in place. And then you can just destroy this. And then move it to the next row. And repeat the process for every single slot here. And when you're done, you can just block it up with glass again. And now every time a book, or if you do the potions, a potion will go by here, he will pick it up. And you need to make sure to turn on the clock so that they drop the items down and they're on slabs so they can reach the ice road. But this is really loud. Let me turn it off. So they can reach the ice road, and then when the note block pings, they would drop it down and the hopper underneath it picks it up through the slab. So that's the alley sorting part of it done. And you saw on the crafting server that I just ran the redstone signal into this block all the way from over here, because this is the platform here where you're standing, and you can just hook it up here and put the lever down here. So you can turn the clock on from here. That's easy enough. Next up, this is a little ether hopper clock that controls the pistons here. So what happens is the items fall down on that block first, then that piston pushes them into the chest that aligns them so they are on top of the hopper as well as the ice road, and then that block just shoots them off there so they can be picked up by the hoppers or the LA. And then at the end here we got 2 hoppers that are just junk items. They don't have a sorter or anything on it, and they just pick up the junk items, and when that fills up, the rest gets destroyed here. Then up top here we got another simple clock that controls the gold here, and I just put some chests with hoppers so it's easy to fill. There's still some gold in there, and the gold will be dispensed on this block. The piglins will be standing on that block, and they will be jumping up and be able to pick up the gold here. And they will be jumping because we will be standing here and making eye contact with the piglins. And piglins have this amazing ability to throw the items they trade at the player that's looking at them. So they will be throwing the items through that little gap here against that slab, and they will fall down here. And that's this little bit done. Then the last thing I need to show you is how to actually get the piglins in there. So what you want to do is just gonna build up a little chamber on top of here, and then do one side a little bit higher, then check. Okay, Prince Force is that way, so we're gonna build a little road out to that biome. And now we are in this biome, we are going to need a platform. The bigger the platform, the better. It makes it easier to spawn, but you really don't need a giant platform. Just want to get some spawns here, and then we're gonna minecart them back over that way. And then what you want to do is build up a little holding area right here, so you can easily pick them up with the minecart. And we're gonna trapdoor in there as well, otherwise they don't know that they can actually get in there like this. And then we're just gonna put rails here, power it, very important as well. Okay, there you go. So we got a whole line powered here, and then you can just fly away and then come back. So you get the spawns. I'm just gonna do it with, no, not piglin. I'm just gonna do it with some spawn eggs. And you see, this is our crossbow guys, and this is the guy we need. We only need the sword guys. If you get the crossbow guys, they will certainly hit you with their crossbows when they're in the farm. So we're only gonna need this one. And if you're in survival mode, you can just lure them over here and kill the other ones. Also important to note is you need to name tag them. Otherwise they will despawn when they're on the rails. There you go. So let's see, where's the sword guy? That's the sword guy, so you can go, you can go, you can go, and you can go. And then I'm gonna quickly jump into survival mode. And see, we're gonna lure him over here. If he wants to comply. Oh, that wasn't smart. Oops. Yeah, that is something that will happen from time to time. Piglins can be pretty unpredictable and you may die. It's just something you have to deal with. And also I was pretty stupid because I forgot to do these blocks over here. Oh, I need the name tag. Thank you. And now you will see if I go into survival mode and try and lure him up here. Come on, man. Ooh. He will fall down there. Excellent. So now we've got the first piglin in there. Can go back into creative mode. You name him, and then you get him into a minecart. And off he goes. And when we get back to the farm, you see he dropped down into that little hole we made. So what you want to do is you want to destroy one of these blocks. And also you want to get some slabs or carpets work too. You just need to spawn proof a little bit around here to make sure that he gets out in the correct spot that we want him to. This should be enough. Then you break this and he still got out on the wrong side. Of course he does. Let's see if we can push him back in. Huh. That actually worked. How about that? But yeah, if you do the spawn proving correctly, you might just need to do something like this. It's a little bit of a trial and error, but eventually you will get him in there. You can just break that block so he falls down and then reattach it and he's in his space. You can have a maximum of 24 piglins in this area. After that they will die to entity cramming. But 24 is more than enough to efficiently run this farm. So when you got 24 of these piglins in there, you just fill these chests up with gold. Turn on the clock here. And if we go into survival mode here, you see he will pick up the gold. Then it takes a while for him to trade. See, he throws the items at me, they fall down. And then after a little while the clock ticks, boop boop, and off they go into the sorter. I think that about covers everything you need to know about this farm. If you want to build it for yourself, I highly recommend using either the Lightmatica file I've included, or just download the world download and copy it over from there. But that was it for me. I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.